Good morning, good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. Welcome to My Time to Journal, an untrained person playing with lots of art supplies and having fun. Join me. Good morning, good morning. Day 4. Yesterday I really liked that one, but I forgot to put my little number on it. Am I going to keep the number thing going? I'm not so sure I am, but I'll use that paper for something else. Um, Anyhow, I start off day 4 with a number, so we shall see. Now, this is some paper that I made last night on Procreate. It is some vessels, some lovely, lovely faces of journeys and life in the desert and life in the Sahara. Old pictures, some receipts, things like that I found on Pinterest. Camels. Just trying to come up with a border, sort of, but not stuck to it completely. I'm going to cover a lot of it up, in other words. I just used, again, warm backgrounds with the paintbrushes on Procreate. I don't have any brushes or any tools that I've bought. I'm using their stock stuff, which I guess is evident when you compare me to other people in Procreate. Went through a glue stick, though. Gotta love it when that happens. But I do like Procreate the way I use it. I'm not an artist or anything like that, so it works great for me. Was bound and determined to try to use the last of that little tiny acetate, but it's too dark, in my opinion. These are some scraps I was making yesterday while my video was uploading, and they're going to be mashed in here and mushed in here and going to work great. Have I already gone off track of my current mentor, Journal de Sylvie? Perhaps. Perhaps. But she spurs me on to make borders. She spurs me on to color coding, not color coding, but a color scheme. And, not every page has to look like hers, nor do I want it to look like hers. And I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate that either. So I have some white spots I'm trying to color in with some markers of all different colors. These are just the Crayola markers. They're cheap, but they work for me. And I am just trying to blend some of that in together so it all looks like it came together instead of being mishmashes of paper that I added in. And gotta put my football stickers away. But I'm looking for I can't remember what I was looking for. Oh, some letters, some magazine letters. I thought I already had a few pages cut out, but I can't find them anywhere. This is like travel sticker supplies here, which is a photo album that I have. No, I think it is a sticker stash little booklet, but it's cheap, 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 cheap off Amazon. So then I got this book out. I thought, okay, well, maybe that'll work. And I was trying to spell desert, but I didn't have enough letters. Do you know that desert and dessert, you know how you tell the difference? Dessert has S's because you want more of it. 2 S's instead of 1. That's an old trick from my mother way back, way back. Anyhow, you're welcome. Um, sorry. It is 71 degrees here, but we are expecting a horrible storm coming through. So yeah, and I think I'm going to talk about food today. So I got out a page that I could spell food. Well, not really, because I'm missing an O. So after cutting out those letters, spoiler alert, I can't find another letter in that color combination. So that the letters would match. Do I always have to have my letters matching? No, in fact, I prefer they don't. But in this instance, I wanted them to. It was a struggle with the letters today. Anyhow, I end up with something finally. And there's the word food spelled out for me. That wasn't going to work either. So, and I just need an O. You would think there'd be O's, but I can't find them without the specific color with or without the specific color that I want. It was a struggle. So I finally ended up solving it with an O. And guess what? I don't use these letters. I changed my mind after I cut them all out nice and neat and everything else. Now it's looking real dark here, but it really isn't. So I decided to use those letters, not realizing that that is a solid sticker right there. So I had to cut everything out. But I finally figured it all out. And there's only one O, so how am I going to fix this? The Q, people, the Q. You can use the Q, cut it off, but in this case, these are typewriter looking type letters, and I couldn't cut it off because it's in the middle of my letter, but I turned it upside down. So there. Anyhow, I have a little tiny piece of paper that I'm trying to fit it all in. I have learned over the years to start either in the middle or on the ends and work your way in so that you have slightly even spacing of your letters. I was fighting with all that sticker paper. These are like the vellum stickers, and they're so hard to peel off sticker paper, in my opinion. But here comes the Q, and it is upside down. But it works. It works finally. And I'm talking about food only because Michael Palin, and I'm sure this happens to a lot of travelers, even him, as experienced as he is, had a little intestinal issue from eating lamb in a market. And I'm not saying that market food is bad. It's getting used to their way of cooking or their water or wherever you are. Um, but anyhow, so his entire crew and him were having problems the next day after eating lamb out of a market in Fez. But that's not the worst intestinal issue he's going to have. FYI, spoiler alert again. But I'm just trying to gather and work on a few cultural aspects, not specific. He walked on this street and he turned left on this street. At this point, I took a break and went for a golf cart ride with my husband. So now I'm coming back into this mess. And I finally found the phrase where he talked about his intestinal issues. I am not going to um, elaborate on them, just saying he had intestinal issues. But he did elaborate more than I did. And he's funny, but you know, there is a time and a place for everything. Perhaps not in a travel journal that you're trying to make look semi-classy. But anyhow, so I just used this little template and cut out some flags and use that as my journaling. That is paper I got from a Etsy shopper that sells ephemera in packets and a long, long time ago. So anyhow, yeah, this is fun. And I'm not elaborating on every single line of the book, just aspects of cultures of what he comes through and what he's observing. And just trying to point out highlights, have little tiny bits of journaling like this. Um, so yeah, I like how this turned out in the end. Um, I was a little stumped when I went for the golf cart ride, but I got it down and I like it a lot. So again, thanks for watching and I will see you all tomorrow.